Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Raider Tape. Appreciate everybody being here. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to be talking about the Raiders 2023 schedule. It was just put out a few days ago, and it's only right that we hop on and talk about it. But first things first, good morning to everybody in the chat, and good morning to everybody that's going to be here because we got a long week ahead of us, man. We got a lot to talk about, so I appreciate everybody that is pulling up, man. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Steve-O was an early bird gets the worm. He says, shit, my dog Craig back. Yes, sir. That PPP loan done. Damn, that boy funny. He got the jokes early this morning, man. But look, we got a long schedule ahead of us, man. Because some people saying that it's tough. Honestly, I've been seeing around some people saying it's tough, that we may be having some struggles throughout this season. You know, a lot of question marks on this team still, even after the free agency and the NFL draft has transpired. Before I keep going on, man, can I get a thumbs up in the chat? Make sure that the audio is good. Make sure that the video is good. Make sure I can get a thumbs up in here, man. I just getting back from the gym. I hope everybody started off their morning right. You know what I mean? You got to. Health is wealth. And this ain't no soda, man. This is that Pellegrino, man. This is that Pellegrino, carbonated water. You know, I got to stay hydrated, baby. I see the thumbs up in the building, so let's continue, man. Let me give some shout-outs real quick. Vinny Thomas in the building. What's good with it, Vinny? If y'all can, make sure to hit that like button as you roll in. Got our guy, Dominique 5. Hold on, man. Hold on real quick, y'all. My mom is calling. You know, I had to answer that. Yesterday was Mother's Day. I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody's mamas out there, you know. And I hope you guys did something for them. If you didn't, slap yourself. You feel me? But that was my mom. You know, I had to answer that. Only I had to do that, right? Digi Prez in the building. What's good with you, cuz? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Digital Prez. Go make sure y'all follow Raider Resistance for all the resources, for all the latest info on the Raiders team. Go to Instagram, check out Raiders Resistance, and shout out to Digital Prez. Make sure y'all check out their redemption brand. Yes, sir. Woo! Woo! Excuse me. Allergies whooping, boy. BG Grissom, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Marvin Lewis in the building. Yo, Ray. Q Williams from the Jets would set the defense up for success. I just don't think we would give him what he's looking for. Yeah, I don't know if that would ever happen, man. I don't know if they would even let him go. Mr. Snyder in the building. What's good with you, man? Schneider out here. Appreciate you pulling up on us. Dave Maxfield. We need fresh stock of those black LV caps. A fresh stock. You should be able to go check them out, man. There should still be some available, my dog. If y'all want to go check out the LV caps. Where's the LV caps at? Right here, baby. Ain't no better than these LVs right now. You feel me? So go check out these LV caps. They're the hottest ones out there, man. Let's keep it a buck. Man. They're the hottest one out there, but I appreciate everybody that does support, man. It goes a long way. We're trying to take this thing to the top. Alex Marquez in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, man. How you been doing, dog? How you been doing? Hope everything is well. Paul Burton is in here as well. Leo C in the building, still waiting on my answer. Mac Dre or E40. Oh, that's Mac Dre all day. Mac Dre all day. No doubt about it. Morning, already 6 hours into my shift. Let's get it. Damn. Early bird gets the worm. Shout out to you, man. Keep putting in that grind. Ruben Rust in the building. What's good with you, man? Appreciate y'all being here. Let me catch up to this chat. See, I'm a little bit behind, but every time I see a vet linebacker sign somewhere, I get pissed. I feel you, man. I feel you. Yes, we do have a lot of question marks on this defense, but let me tell y'all something, man. This schedule isn't as tough as it seems to me. Okay, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that this schedule is really tough, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up, man, because this is what this live stream is all about. It's about the schedule. Now, is the schedule as tough as you guys think? Like, be honest. Is the schedule as tough as you guys think? It says we're 10th strength. So right now we're sitting at the 10th strongest schedule, meaning that it's the 10th hardest schedule, I guess you could say in other words. But is it really that tough, or is it based off of just being in the AFC West? Pretty much that's how I see it. And I'll explain here shortly. Kevin Lurker in the building. Raid that mother effing tape. Yes, sir. Appreciate you pulling up, Lurker. Paul Edgerton in the building as well. What's good with you, man? Scott Noble, what's good, brother? Appreciate you being here with us. If y'all can, make sure to hit that like button. Run them likes up. Herman Munster, Mr. 420 himself, having a blessed morning. Number Juan, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. We're still waiting on that Ja Morant trade to be official. Hey, man, he keep carrying the blicky. He gonna be chilling with Damon Arnett. You feel me? Talk about Tyree Wilson broken foot. Talk about Tyree Wilson broken foot. Wait, what do you mean broken foot? From what I understand, he should be pretty solid. He should be pretty solid as far as health. So explain to me what you mean about Tyree Wilson's broken foot. I haven't heard anything about that. Let me know. Let me know about that. He got a broken foot. Tyree Wilson broken foot is still cause for concern. Is that real? You guys really think that's going to be a cause for concern? Tyree Wilson's foot? I don't know, man. I don't know. We haven't heard too much about it. I mean, during the draft, there wasn't too much about it as well. There's not many articles really going on, but you can see here there is one article saying that he was mocked as high as number 2 in the draft. His average draft overall is number 7, which actually that's where he went to the Raiders. Telling reporters the plan was to get the hardware out 4-month mark, and he was advised to not sweat while letting the incision heal. Timeline seems a bit fishy. This is an interesting article. Oh, that foot injury is interesting, man. That is interesting. 540 Raider Nation in the building. Was good with you, man? Marcus Peters is visiting the Raiders today. Shout out to our guy Digital Prez. With a little bit of breaking news. Marcus Peters visiting the Raiders today. Let's see if that happens. That'd be an interesting move to see if that were to really happen. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm too excited about it because I feel like he's not the Marcus Peters we know. Marcus Peters is a good football player, but sometimes I feel as if we get caught up in, I don't know how to explain it, caught up in I guess not the nostalgia, but just what the player used to be versus what the player actually does this day right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'm really down to get Marcus Peters. He definitely is a good veteran piece to have. He brings a little grit to the team, but really, is he the same player that we know of? The schedule was way tougher last year. I think so as well, Maxfield. I definitely think so as well. Save the team, Raid Lurker says. I don't know if I can save this team, man. They're going to need Jesus for that. I just think the stretch until or bye week, our bye week is a bit long. So staying healthy is going to be vital, 100%. The foot is old news. Yeah, 100%. That was back before the draft even happened. He had a setback with his broken foot. Okay. Maxfield says his foot is fine. People are reaching for content saying his foot issue is bigger than it is. We'll find out, man. We'll find out. Eric Delk says, then need to sign Herbert so he can lose all the talent around. Yeah, the Chargers are gonna ultimately come to that dilemma to where they're gonna have to sign that quarterback, and he's not gonna be able to have an Eckler, a top tier offensive line. All these premier players on the defense side of the ball have 2 wide receivers that are pretty good. It's going to be hard for Herbert. It really is. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So I can adjust his camera just a little bit. Eric Dell says, I like Peters. He's cocky. Got to have a cocky cornerback. 100%, man. But is he still the same player that we're used to, right? I don't know if he's still that same player. You know, he's very risky. The way Marcus Peters plays is very risky football. He really goes for that big play. And a lot of times going for that big play will leave you in a dilemma. And I feel like the Raiders need to play a lot of sound football. The defense is already suspect as it is. But with that being said, let me see. Let's see if I can find anything on Marcus Peters. So according to, let me see this real quick. Let me share this with y'all. Let me add this to the stream real quick so we can see what we talk about. We got Marcus Peters in the building, all right? Marcus Peters. Let's go look. So according to our guy, Dov Kleiman, update, former Ravens and Chief Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Peters will visit with the Raiders today. Everybody's saying would be a nice veteran for Titans DB room, better than Eli Apple. It's easy to understand why he won't play for the Ravens. He's a Raider guy, true. Should be on the team, better than Brad Holdy. Should have been a Steeler. I genuinely had no idea he was a free agent. You know, I feel like a lot of people are hanging on to what he used to be. I just don't think he's that guy anymore, to be honest. His age, I think, is caught up to him. His injuries have definitely caught up to him. How has his last couple of seasons been as far as being a productive player in the NFL in these last couple of seasons? I just don't see. I just don't see how it's going to work out. We need young studs to go out there and really put something on paper. We don't need guys to come in here and base it off of what they did 4 years ago. You know what I mean? But if I can, I want to go look at his latest stats, 2022, and just see, like, what did he have going on? So he did play. So he had one interception. He started most of the games. Started about 14 games or something like that. 13, 14 games. He got one interception. Not too bad. Wonder if we can see anything on like QBR giving up. So I don't see anything on the QBR giving up. But at the end of the day, man, I don't know if Marcus Peters is going to really move the needle for this Raiders defense at the end of the day. Ruben Russ with the first super of the day. Appreciate you, dog, for supporting the channel. He says, would love Marcus Peters just for the vet presence. Bunch of young guys in the secondary. Hopefully he brings that dog mentality with him. Well, anywhere Marcus Peters go, you know he's going to bring that personality. And I do understand he does bring that veteran presence. But is he the kind of veteran that you want in the locker room? Yeah, I'm sure his work ethic is fine. Yeah, I'm sure he has that dog in him. But at the same time, for what we're trying to build and what we're trying to do, is he going to provide us with what we need? Is he going to come in and he can compete for that top 2, top 3 cornerback spot? Think about it. Why would you bring him in? Would it only be for a veteran presence, or would it really be to fight for a position to be on that starting 2? And nowadays, you know, in the NFL, you have about 3 corners. So you need top 3 corners. And right now, we know we have Nate Hobbs. He's going to be our top 3. He's going to be our slot guy. I hope so. I hope he moves back to the slot. But at the end of the day, outside of Nate Hobbs, I guess you could say, who would we have go ahead and start for this Raiders defense? Dave Maxwell says he's only 30. He's not super good anymore, but our cornerback room sucks, so he should be able to get a job with the Raiders. Yeah, this is the thing, though, right? Our cornerback room sucks. That's why he would be able to get a job. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, right? We need players that are going to actually move the needle. This is kind of one of those Band-Aids, right? This is kind of one of those Band-Aids. This is what happens when you don't get the younger guys in free agency. This is what happens when you don't go out there and draft and make an emphasis to draft a cornerback that you believe is going to actually come up and make those plays or be able to come up and be in a top 3 position. We went out and we got Duke Shelley, right? You let go of Rocky Ya-Sin. So the fact you let go of Rocky Ya-Sin tells you that's one starter. Rocky Ya-Sin was a starter, in my opinion. So with that right there being said, you lost a guy, but you didn't have a plan to replace him. Now, is Duke Shelley the plan to replace? Was he the ultimate plan to replace Rocky Ya-Sin? I don't know. I don't know if their skill sets really match up to that point. But we'll have to see what happens, man. We'll have to see what happens. SVT in the morning. He says, good morning, Raid. Good morning, nation. I'm in class right now. Had to pull up for the one time. Appreciate you pulling up, SVT. Thank you for showing up, man. If y'all can, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate y'all being here. K-Town in the building. He says, he's still an upgrade over anyone on the roster. So y'all think Marcus Peters is better than Nate Hobbs currently right now? You think he's better than Nate Hobbs? I don't know if he's better than Nate Hobbs. I don't know if I would say that. But one thing for certain that I would say is that Marcus would be happy to be a Raider. He is still serviceable. Okay. No, he's not better than Hobbs. Yeah, I don't think he's better than Hobbs. Nate Hobbs is better 100%. Kevin Lurker, good question. Who are the 3 starters right now? Shelley, Hobbs, and who? Who's going to be the starters? It's really hard to say. And in my opinion, I don't know if Marcus Peters is going to go anywhere and come off of the bench. Do you guys think Marcus Peters is going to come play for the Raiders and come off the bench, or do you guys think that he would? Y'all let me know in the comments. I feel like Marcus Peters wanted to be a starter wherever he went. Starting Blandford says, Raid, we got Denver week 1 in Mile High. I'm alive. I'm from live here, and we playing them on my birthday. Man, we better get that dub. What's your prediction? We're going to hop into the schedule here in about 4 minutes at that 20-minute mark. As long as we've been on the show for about 20 minutes, we're about to pull the schedule out. We're going to talk about it shortly. So I'll definitely get to that question. Sterling. I'm just going to change something right here real quick. Put this Marcus Peters. Okay, Canetown. On the outside, yes, he's better than Hobbs, I think. Okay. Potentially. Sutton from Pitt, Dean from Tampa Bay. AJ Simpson in the building. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you being here. Dominique Fox says he's a better outside corner than Hobbs. Hobbs is better than slot. 100%. Hobbs is definitely better than the slot. I can see that. Marcus Peters being slightly better than Hobbs on the outside. I could potentially see that. Son of River says, what's up, Ray? What up, Raider Nation? Shout out to Raider Nation in the building. Appreciate y'all being here. Long is probably the starter. David, you think was it David Long, right? It's David Long. Y'all think David Long is going to be the starter? That'll be interesting to see. I would definitely be interesting to see. Let's pull up this depth chart real quick, man. Just to take a peek at these cornerbacks. Just to take a quick peek at these cornerbacks, just to see what we're looking at. Hold up. How come it didn't change? Interesting. There we go. All right, there we go. We got the depth chart up on the screen. So just looking at these guys right now and looking at this depth chart, you would ultimately know that Nate Hobbs is going to start. You know Nate Hobbs is going to get that burn. Now, outside of Nate Hobbs, you got Duke Shelley, David Long Jr., and these 3 are the potential starters right here. Nate Hobbs, Duke Shelley, David Long Jr. I don't see Brandon Faison. I don't see him starting. I don't see Brandon Faison starting. Jacorian Bennett, he could come in and maybe do some things. He has that closing speed. I would be very, very interested in what Jacorian Bennett can do. Meek Robertson, y'all know what Meek Robertson could do. And Sam Webb is a sneaky guy as well. Big, long, strong, physical cornerback is Sam Webb. But you have your top 3, Nate Hobbs, Duke Shelley, David Long. And I felt as if Duke Shelley was a guy that we had brought in to really compete for that starting position, right? That's just my opinion. This is kind of the idea that I had thought when we had brought him in. Now, maybe that's not the case, but Duke Shelley, I've heard good things about him. So if he comes in and he's able to fulfill a starting role, that would definitely be something worth looking at that starting position. Let me see. I want to see what this dude's contract is. I want to see this dude's contract. Former Vikings corner, signing with the Raiders. Let's see what Duke Shelley's contract is looking like. Duke Shelley is 5'9". What in the world? I didn't know he was 5'9". That's kind of short, y'all. Yeah, so Duke Shelley ain't going to start, bro. He's not going to cut it. Duke Shelley's not going to start. Let me tell you that right now. Duke Shelley ain't starting. Who do you see as our starters on the offensive line this season? I think it'll be similar to last year, honestly. I don't see too many changes going on there. I think it'll be very similar to last year. I believe this regime knows how to put together an offensive line. So I'm not too worried about it. As of now, you got Colt Miller, Dylan Parham, Andre James, Alex Bars, and Jermaine Illuminor. I'm not really too concerned about the offensive line. I think it'll be somewhat similar to last year's as well. K-Town in the building, yes, sir. Ray, favorite undrafted free agent? I would probably have to say maybe that Beaver, that safety, could potentially be one of my faves. But I'll be honest, on them undrafted dudes, I haven't watched too much tape because it's like I don't watch a lot of college football. Y'all have to understand this. I don't watch a lot of college football, and I tell y'all this all the time. I usually only watch probably like top 50 to top 100 players, and then I've seen certain players based on them being on the same team as one of those top 100. So that's kind of how I go off of my things. I don't know every single undrafted free agent. If I did, I wouldn't have any times on my hand. And if people do, they're probably lying because there's no way you know every single guy. But I would say maybe that Beaver, because I did watch film on that dude. I believe his name is Jason Grant or something like that. Shout out to our guy, Raiders Football Talk. Make sure you go check him out. Our guy, Andy, is in the building. Appreciate you being here. You got to pull up some time as well, man. Isaiah Palomalo can potentially be a starter also, I believe. I like the role he played last year. I definitely like the role that he played last year. I think it was solid. Damn, allergies killing me, man. Killing me. We got 2 CBs over 6 foot, I believe. Well, that's not good. We need more big, strong, fast CBs. That's not good. That's not good. Demoke says, what do you think of Isaiah? I think he's solid, but I don't know if he's going to come in and be like a true starter, especially with all the competition in that room. I would love to see him come out and become a very good player. But with the talent that we got in there right now, the players that we signed, you figure we got the Georgia safety. We got the TCU safety, Trevon Merrick. We picked up the Eagles veteran, Marcus Epps. And then you talk about you have Isaiah. So I don't know where he's going to fit in, but I did like the way we played him last year. When it was his time to make a play, he made a play. And I'd love to see that. Okay, now let's go ahead and hop into this damn schedule, man. Time has passed. It's time to go and hop into the schedule. AJ Simpson says Alex Bars is ass. I believe Alex Bars is ass. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. But at the end of the day, it's not really up to who do I think is good, right? Am I gonna say, okay, this is who I want to be the offensive line, or is it based off of, do I think this is gonna be the offensive line based off what the Raiders do? And that's just what it is, man. So let's go ahead and pull this schedule up. All right, let's stop the pit pat and chit chat, and let's go ahead and pull this schedule up because it's time. It's time to talk about it, all right? Because there might be some ass whoopings on this schedule that people don't want to talk about. There might be some ass whoopings on this schedule that we're going to have to hand out. And ultimately, when it comes down to is these division games, right? Ultimately, what it comes down to is these damn division games. Because you have the Denver Donkeys. Yes, we have 3 preseason games. Let me do this formally, right? Let's do this formally. We have the Raiders 2023 schedule. You got 3 preseason games. The first one is against the 49ers. Then you got the Rams. So we're staying here on the west side. And then you have the Cowboys, where we'll have to go to Dallas, Fort Worth, and go check them out and see what we could do in our last preseason game, which we could see some burn. Will we see Jimmy G come out this Cowboys game? I don't know. We never seen Derek Carr really do anything last year in the preseason. We really didn't see a lot going for us in the preseason as far as the starters last year. But we did see Josh Jacobs. I don't know if we'll see Josh Jacobs again this preseason. I doubt that will happen. But going into the regular season, we have the Denver Donkeys, the Denver Broncos, man. And honestly, I know they got a new coach in Sean Payton. I know he's considered one of the better available coaches that was out there to go and grab. And they do have Russell Wilson, who was coming off of a season of turmoil, a season of a lot of change, to where he definitely needs to bounce back and show the Denver Broncos fans that he was worth all of those picks and all of that money that he received and that they gave away. But on September 10th at 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I see the Raiders whooping their ass and giving the Donkeys their first L of the season in Mile High, Denver, Colorado. All right, going on to week 2. Buffalo Bills. We got to play in New York against Josh Allen, arguably a top 5, arguably a top 3 quarterback. And to be honest, we might get our asses whooped. Now, the only thing that saves us in this game is the fact that you have some changes going on with Buffalo, which like any team does. Also, what favors us is that it's early in the season. When you have a game early in the season, play a good team early in the season, it's better because, you know, they still have to get some things under wraps, especially a player like Josh Allen. The type of play he has, he's going to have to kind of get into rhythm. He's going to have to get into that groove. So it's better to play the Bills earlier than to have to play them in the last 4 weeks. I'd rather play them in the first 4 weeks. But I see us leaving this game with an L. Ultimately, I see us losing this game, okay? So that leaves us at 1-1. And ultimately, our first game of the season is a primetime game as far as the home games. So we start the season on the road in Denver, in Buffalo. Then we finally come back and we have our home opener, Sunday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we got to come away with a dub. I don't see how the Steelers could be considered that good of a football team. Their best cornerback is going to be a rookie in Joey Porter Jr., having to cover Devontae Adams. I just don't see how they could really come out of this game and beat us. I think this will be a very tough season for Mike Tomlin, even though he's a very good coach and he's pretty much got them to the playoffs every single year, or at least had a winning season every single year. So we got to come away with that dub. We have to come away with that dub right there. And that leaves us at 2-1. 2-1, going back on the road to Los Angeles. And this is where things get tricky, okay? Because last year I felt we lost a lot of games we should have won. That's just kind of Raider thing, right? The Raiders do that from time to time. Let me hop into this chat real quick, man. We got Anthony in the building. He says 17-0. Steve-O with the super chat. Appreciate it, dog. He says, Raid chat, other than May and Caleb, who y'all would draft to be the future? May, Joe Milton, DJU, or the JMD quarterback type personality and scheme? Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for supporting the channel as usual. I would have to honestly say that I would go after, from what I've seen so far from these guys, is really Caleb Williams. I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest, but he is probably the most talented. Now, May, I don't know if he's just another Zach Wilson type, but again, I don't know. I'd rather go with Caleb Williams. As far as the other guys like Joe Milton or DJU, I'm good off of those dudes. Definitely DJU. He is garbage. Yeah, he's not good at all. He's garbage. I don't think he'll do anything. Bills have zero running game, even worse than last year. That may be true, but I don't think that really matters, honestly. They may have zero running game, but we have zero defense, right? Until we go out there and prove that this defense can do something, then we can't sit here and predict that they're going to be so great or they're going to be a top 20 defense all of a sudden. That's all. That's kind of what I have to leave that at. And even if they don't have a running game, I still believe that we're going to have to stop the pass. Can we stop the pass? I don't know. Dangerfield says, I'm trying to see. Would something know our season going to be looking by week 4? I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say right there. I'm not 100% sure. You go down. Mike Morris in the building. Shout out to Eminem. He says, we got Officer Farva for our future. What you mean? What you mean by that? What you mean by that? What's up, Albert? Anthony Estrada, 2-1 after beating the Steelers. They owe us one because they were the Grinch last year. Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you on that. Exactly. Our defense is not good at all. Yeah, our defense is going to have to prove, man. What up with you, Albert? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Appreciate you pulling up. But if we continue to move on and we look at the schedule, I think we could come away with this 2-2, okay? Now, yes, this is in LA, and everybody knows that LA is a second home to us. But even with that said, I don't really think that we're going to be able to beat them in this first game. Just not this first game, okay? I think we'll ultimately come away from this first quarter of the season with a 2-2 record. And I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I wouldn't be mad at being 500 at this point because we would be going to Green Bay. Okay, excuse me. We would be playing Green Bay. They'd be coming to Vegas, and they'd be coming to visit Devontae Adams for the first time since the party. And it's going to be Monday Night Football, week 5. So October 9th at 5:15, I see us going to whoop some Packers ass. And we should be leaving with some cheese because they got Jordan Love taking over the ship as Aaron Rodgers was moved to New York Giants. And right now, Jordan Love is going to be under center and have to take control. He doesn't have a lot of weapons. He doesn't have a Devontae Adams. And a lot of the weapons he's working with are young rookie guys. Now, maybe in 2 seasons or so, that team could develop and that offense could develop into something a lot more than what we'll see this season. But I think it's going to take some time. It's going to take a learning curve for everybody on that team to figure it out. Jordan Love, Romeo Dubes, Christian Watson, if he's still on that team, Christian Watson. So you have a young core over there that's going to have to really figure it out. And they're going to probably depend on that run game. So I think we could come away with a dub here, and that would make us 3-2 going into week 6 against the Patriots, again at home. And last year was such a weird game. And I'm sure they're going to want the revenge on that, right? Because we ended up getting that weird turnover. And, bro, O'Connell looks like Farva from Super Troopers. Oh, okay. Shout out to Digital Press, man. That Brett said the same thing, bro. But as far as going, Eugene in the building was good, Eugene. As far as going into week 6, I think we can come out of this at 4-2. Now, this is the thing, y'all. 4-2, yes, I can see us leaving this at 4-2, but I could also easily see us coming out of this first 6 weeks at 2-4. Okay, I can see us beating the Broncos. I can also see us losing to the Broncos, losing to the Bills, beating the Steelers, losing to the Chargers, beating the Packers, and losing to the Patriots. So, yes, although I'm being a little bit more biased towards our team and I'm looking at them through a lens of a fan, and I would really hope that we would be 4-2 at this point. But just to keep it a buck with y'all, just to keep it real with y'all, I can see us easily being 2-4. Okay. Now, moving forward into week 7, we go to Chicago. We're playing a Justin Fields that's still trying to figure it out. And this is on the East Coast, which is fine. But what else have they done to really eradicate all the problems that they've been having over there? I mean, Chicago is Chicago. And if we're a sound football team, if we're a decent football team, especially with veterans with Adams, Jacobs, Jimmy Garoppolo, Josh McDaniels taking in charge of the offense, we should be able to beat this team. I don't see the Chicago Bears putting up too many points versus us not being able to put more points than them against their defense. We got to come out with this, right? We got to come away with the win with this one, okay? So that right there, I feel leaves us around a gosh, I would hate to say 5-2, but that's optimistic, right? That'd be a 5-2 at that point. But like I said, we could easily at this point be around 3-4. Okay. It's a tough one. So let's go ahead and move out, right? We go Monday Night Football, another primetime game in Detroit. Okay. Shout out to Detroit. Free Rio, the young OG. And you got the Lions. We got to win that game. I'm not going to talk about this one too much, but we just got to win this game. Again, it's the Lions, but the Lions might come out and try to do something strange this season, right? The Lions could be one of those teams that come out and really surprise a lot of people with winning 9-10 games and people not expecting it. Now, think about the Packers getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. So then that makes it easier for the Lions to get those dubs because usually they wasn't winning against the Packers. So that right there could help the Lions become a better football team, kind of get them motivated, kind of get them rolling. Then they got the Bears. Really, the only thing that Lions are looking at in their division are the Vikings. So we got to be careful with this game. This game against the Lions could be a trap game, okay? Could be a trap game. Could be a trap game there. But I think we could come away with that, okay? Versus the New York Giants, not going to talk about this. We got to win this game. We got to make sure we shut down Waller. Now, you know what would irritate me the most out of this one right here, going up against the Giants, is if we let Darren Waller whoop our ass and Marcus Epps, the safety that we signed, if he gets his ass whooped trying to cover Waller and Waller is just tearing our ass up, I would be very disappointed. So we got to make sure that we eradicate any type of passing from that tight end position. If he's even playing, he might be hurt. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with that guy? Sunday Night Football going into New York. I don't see New York being that good of a football team. Honestly, I know they got Aaron Rodgers. I know they got that defense, and Robert Saleh's got Ahmad Sauce Gardner. They got Q Williams in the middle, and they're doing some things to really bolster that team. But at the end of the day, it's the Jets, and they got to go out there and prove it. Now, if we're on a roll and we're proving it ourselves, I can see us coming out with this dub. But if they're everything that they expect to be, they're going to beat us, right? They're going to beat us. So we're looking at about 10 games deep in week 10, and we could easily be a team that's about 7-3, right? That's about 7-3. You're talking about beating the Broncos, beating the Steelers, beating the Packers, beating the Patriots, Bears, the Lions, and the Giants. At least 3 games you lost against the Bills, Chargers, and the Jets. So that's with the little optimism. You go out to Miami next after that for week 11. And for anybody that's going to a game, shout out to you. But I don't think I'm going to be going to a game in Las Vegas this year. People probably wondering, why aren't you going to a game in Vegas this year? Well, it's just a coincidence that we landed on week 11. Not really a coincidence. I've been waiting for this part. It's week 11 in Miami. Would you rather go to Miami or would you rather go to Vegas? And I'll keep it a buck with you. Miami's 10 times better than Vegas, okay? I've been to Vegas multiple times. And Vegas really reminds me of a better Reno. That's all I got to say. Vegas reminds me of a better Reno. And Miami is just so much more to do in Miami, so much more to look at, right? So for anybody that's going to any games, shout out to you. But if anybody's going to Miami game, let me know because I'm going to that Miami game, bro. You best believe it. Free Rio, yes, sir. You know what it is, man. Free Rio, the young OG, digital press. Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Rio, man. What's good with it, Reaper? Where them snow bunnies at, man? Don't think I forgot. What's good, bro? It's been a minute. I respect your optimism, but I can't get behind the hype this season. Well, look, I'm just rolling through the schedule, right? I'm not giving my ultimate prediction. Not giving my ultimate prediction because I'm freestyling this schedule with y'all right now as we speak. So I'm not really saying this is what I believe is going to happen. I'm rolling with the chat. I'm rolling with this live just to see where it takes us, going back and forth, saying this could happen, that could happen. Because ultimately, if I were to tell you at this point of the season, if we would really be 8-3, 9-3, or I guess it would be 8-3. I don't think we would be 8-3. I don't think so. That's very optimistic. Good morning, Penna. Shout out to you, Robert, for pulling up on us, man. Mike Moore says I might be going to that Steelers game. My friend is a Steelers fan and buying tickets. Yeah, that's solid, man. That's very solid. I don't really have any Miami Dolphins friends, but I have friends that would love to go to Miami. Best believe that. That's gonna be fun. I went to Miami Dolphins game about 6 years ago now. Damn. Me and my partner, we flew out there, went to that Miami game, stayed out there for a couple of nights. It was a lot of fun. 7-3 is reasonable on week 11 if we don't go into the games cocky. 100%, man. 100%. But ultimately, I'm going to give y'all my prediction at the end of this, okay? I'm gonna go back over it. Okay. Now, continuing down this train of a schedule, we're sitting at 8-3 as far as an optimistic lens. Y'all know damn well, if y'all been following me, that I'm not the type to be optimistic. I'm not the type to lie and sit here and be biased for the Raiders. Y'all know I'm going to tell y'all the truth. So at the end of this, I'm going to go back over it and I'm going to tell y'all what I really think is going to happen. But as of right now, based on some optimism, I'm just going to go over it real quick. Now, week 12, Kansas City, I'm not even going to talk about that. Let's just go ahead and chunk that one up as an L. I'm going to chunk that one up as an L because think about this. Week 12 playing against Kansas City. Now, I don't know when Kansas City has their bye week, but we have our bye week. We have to wait 13 weeks. So if you're going to tell me we're going to be healthy for 12 weeks, we're going to be healthy for 12 weeks, and we're going to go play Kansas City, and we're going to beat them, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. The bye week is undefeated. Yes, the bye week is undefeated. So I'm not going to get into that. We're going to have to really heal up here and really make a good stretch. And now the thing is about having a bye week later in the year is that it gets you prepared for the rest of these games, right? It gets you healthy for the rest of these games. It makes this a long stretch, right? A 12-week stretch, yes, of course. But what happens is on this back end, we should be able to make a very good run. Now, what's shitty about the end of our schedule is that I believe the end of our schedule is harder than the top of our schedule. And the reason I say that is when you look at these last 5 games compared to the first 5 games, the first 5 games, we could easily come out of this with only 2 losses against the Chargers and the Bills, right? We could say, okay, these first 5 games, we only lose to the Chargers and the Bills, and then we beat the Broncos, Green Bay, and the Steelers, right? Or if we want to say these last 6 weeks, right, including the bye, and then we include the Patriots, we can come out of this 4-2. But at the end of this, right, you have guys like the Vikings who's turning that corner of being the front runner of their division ultimately. Monday Night Football playing against the Chargers. We have to go to Kansas City and play them late in the season, December 5th. I mean, this is a Christmas game, and I would hate to lose on Christmas. You know they did that shit on purpose. So we could take that ass whooping on Christmas, maybe, maybe not. There's always a Christmas miracle. There's always a Christmas miracle. Once again, a bye week right after we play KC. And what is KC's bye week? I'm assuming, because we always play KC as well right after their bye week. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I remember they played the Eagles after their bye week. And Andy Reid is very good after his bye week. I think he's only lost twice. He's like 20-2 after his bye week. So the Vikings, the Chargers, KC, and the Colts. We go to play the Colts. Now, I don't know how the Colts are going to look this year. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to go over that. I don't think the Colts are going to really do much. We do struggle against them sometimes, but I'm not really too worried about the Colts. Unless Anthony Richardson really comes out here and does something crazy, I'm not really too worried about that. Week 18 is to be determined. It could be flexed. It could be changed. So we're going to be playing the Broncos at home. I think we can come away with a dub. Now, go ahead and drop your guys' record predictions in the chat right now. Go ahead and drop your guys' record prediction in the chat as we speak, okay? And then I'm going to go over it one more time. Let me go over this real quick and just say what's up to everybody. NorCal Jesse in the building. Shout out to you, man. If y'all can, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all new here. I see us beating Green Bay and the Colts at least. Most definitely, we could do that. Anthony says, yo, salute to my big bro, Robert Penna, Raiders. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you pulling up here. Easy Raider says, I'll be at every home game and every divisional road game. Was thinking about Miami too, never been. Yeah, Miami, dog. It's one of my favorite places I've ever visited in my life. And I've been to a lot of places, I feel like, at least a few handful. I have us going 12-5 at best, 9-8 at worst, and us sweeping the AFC. NorCal Jesse, dog. I need that Zaza you got, because I don't know if we're gonna be able to do this sweep the AFC West. Woo! That's painful. That's tough. Shoot, Broncos YouTubers got us swept on their boards. In fact, every team we played penciled us as a W for them. Wow. That's interesting. But again, Broncos fans are delusional. You know what I mean? Some fans are delusional, right? So fans see their team through a bias, through that lens that's biased. But I'm about to give y'all that real deal Holyfield, okay? I'm about to give you that real deal Holyfield. And these are just based off of me being a Raiders fan for 30 years, okay? This is going to be me being a fan for 30 years, covering this team for 3 years, and really being focused on this football team for the past, I could probably say for the past 12 years, I've been really, really deep diving into this football team, okay? And I say 12 years because really that's probably when I comprehended football more and I really could take a deep dive and really say I was a fan. Because some people say, well, I've been in tune with the team for my whole life. You was 6 years old, really paying attention that deep? My ass, get you capping. So with that being said, we got a quick question. Ray, do you see Marcus Peters visiting the Raiders today? Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show, most definitely. They spent $140 on the O-line this offseason. LOL, the Broncos. Holy shit, really? That's crazy. But let me go over this real quick, okay? Before we hop into this last 10 minutes of the show. Anthony says, Ray never asked you thoughts on Jimmy G. Like the nation iffy about him because injuries, or like me hyped for Jimmy G. To be honest, I'm excited about Jimmy G. And I don't know if it's exactly the player that I'm excited about, but I think I'm excited about seeing something new, seeing something different, and watching this offense conduct itself with somebody that's used to playing behind this kind of scheme and used to playing with somebody calling it like Josh McDaniels. So I'm excited to see what this Raiders offense can do. Ultimately, am I excited about Jimmy G? I don't know, right? That's why I got to be careful with my words. Am I a fan of Jimmy G? I really wasn't. But do I think he's a terrible quarterback? I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. I think he gets a lot more heat because on the biggest stages, he has shown to have some errors. But at the same time, he's still a competent guy. He's still a competent quarterback. I don't think that we fell off dramatically from Derek Carr. I think he could still go out there and conduct this offense the same way that we've seen before. I don't think we go from a top 10 offense to a bottom 10 offense. I think we could still stay in the same area that we are. But as far as his injuries, that's what mainly concerns me about Jimmy Garoppolo, is that he doesn't stay healthy for multiple seasons throughout his career. So, Aiden O'Connell may have to come in, or some say Officer Favre is going to have to come in and do some things. Okay, shout out to Mike Morris. Now, hopping straight into this one, okay? I'm going to give y'all that real deal Holyfield. I don't know if too many YouTubers come up on here and really tell y'all the truth. I get a lot of heat for telling my opinion the way I really think about it, right? Based on my theories or logic. Now, going over this schedule, this is going to be a hot 60, okay? I'm going to try to knock this out in 60 seconds, starting in about 10 seconds, okay? Because I got a timer right here. So in 60 seconds, I'm going to go over the schedule, and I'm going to knock this out, okay? 2, 1. Okay, the first game, we got the Broncos, and I believe we're going to come out with a victory with this one. We win in Denver, and we beat them. We lose to the Bills because Josh Allen is just a better quarterback, and their defense is still pretty good. You go against Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football, home opener, and we got to take that dub. Against the Chargers in L.A., I see us losing that one. Yes, it's another home game for us, and it's a division game, and that's the reason I feel we lose it, because it's a division game. It's tough to go over there and win. And then you got the Packers, got to take that primetime game and win it. Now, going with the Patriots, you got to win that game as well. You got to win that game, okay? So at this point, we're sitting at 4-2. You go against the Bears and you win that game. That's 5-2. Now, I see us losing against the Lions. I'm just saying I think we lose against the Lions. That puts us at 5-3. The Giants, 6-3. The Jets, 6-4. The Dolphins is going to be an interesting one, and I think we win this one, okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to take this one as an L, actually. So that puts us at 6-5. I think we lose to the Dolphins. Lose to the Chiefs, that puts us at 6-6. Bye week is the bye week. You got the Vikings. I think that's going to be a 6-7 right there. Now, going against the Chargers Monday Night Football, I think we can come away with this dub, and I think, what is that? What does that put us at? What does that put us at? 7-7? I think that puts us at 7-7, right? And then you got the Chiefs again. That's 7-8. The Colts, we win that. That's 8-8. And then we have the Broncos in the end, and that makes us 9. Actually, that makes us 9-8. That makes us 9-8. We take that dub. So from this quick little overview, right, it has us at 9-8. Has us at 9-8. And that's pretty much where I have us at. I have us at 9-8 right now, man. That's just my quick prediction, okay? Tried to get that in a minute. It took about 1 minute, 15 seconds. But that was my quick prediction. I have us at 9-8. Give or take this Patriots game right here. These two games I feel like are going to be very, very important. Playing in Miami could be tough. Here against the Patriots could be tough as well, man. It's never easy to beat the Patriots. You know, even if they don't look good on paper, they're just never easy to beat. So we could easily be 7-10. But right now, I'll just say 9-8. I'll just say 9-8. Maxfield says 9-8 seems to be the consensus, and I agree with it. Yeah, man, that's pretty much where I see it at. You feel me? Fish and Rib says, what I like about Jimmy, if the play calling is bad, Jim will not hold his tongue and let McDouble with cheese have it for all to see. Well, I hope to see that, man. Why should Miami be a W? I'm trying to figure this out. Why should Miami be a W? Why is that? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know why he should be a W. Miami's not a bad team. You got to think they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They got a decent O-line. Their defense isn't bad. They just got Jalen Ramsey to add to their defense. Why would they be bad? Why would that be a dub? I can see Miami being a very tough W. Going to Miami, playing in that heat. Miami is not – it's not easy sitting in Miami. Definitely not. M85 says, confident enough in his stats, concerned about injury history, hard to argue. I agree with that, M85. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. You know, that's kind of what I was saying. I could see him being fine, but it comes to his injury. I don't know about his play I'm too worried about, but his injury and longevity is really. We talked about earlier in the show, Marcus Peters. I'll probably make a video right after this if I have to, just, you know, kind of put it out there and see what how the people are feeling. Because I know more people used to pull up. More people will pull up to the lives. I was out the way for a little bit, so people are probably just getting back to used to seeing me live again, or used to seeing the morning show, because I do hop on earlier than what everybody usually just hop on. Whether you're on the East Coast, it's probably like 12 o'clock when I hop on, but out here on the West Coast, people are just starting school, school, work, or just going to the gym. So, I appreciate everybody that does pull up. All right. Now, with that being said, make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram at Rate the Tape. Go follow Redemption Brand on Instagram as well. And go check out the website, man. We still got the LV caps available. We still have the Sin City shirts available. They're only available till May 31st. So at the end of this month, they will no longer be available. That's how we're going to be able to keep our limited access and keep them really limited. You know what I mean? Because that's what they are. They limited. So it's going to be on a time constraint. So shout out to everybody that pulled up to this chat, man. I hope we come out of this season and make the playoffs, because that would really show a lot of progress. But if we come out of this season and we come out with, let's say, 7 or less wins, it's going to be a bad rap for McDaniels. And at that point, I think it's going to be time to really question how much more time are we going to give him. Now, even if we don't have a great season, I believe he's still going to stick around for at least his 3rd season. That's definitely what I think. Definitely what I think. At best, Eric Dope says, at best, we got a top 20 defense. We ain't going far. Yeah, the defense is still in question. Mike Moore says, 98 sounds good to me. Have a good day, bro. Appreciate you, big dog. We're coming up to that hour mark. Going to this last chat, y'all. He says, I would love to see us bring in Van Noy and Peters to add some veteran leadership. That would actually be a good idea. I'm not mad at that. Still feel like we need some more dogs. And we do, because we didn't bring anybody in that really pushed us to say, oh, our defense should be good again, right? It didn't really move that needle, so it's going to be tough. Keep your eyes out on the collab post on IG. Yes, sir, man. Y'all make sure to check that out. Go follow Digital Prez on Instagram. Follow Raider Resistance on Instagram. Go follow Rate the Tape, Redemption Brand on Instagram. And stay tuned for all the latest news, all the latest drops, and all the latest collabs. All right, y'all? I appreciate everybody that's tuned in today, man. It was a lot of fun. Definitely going to have to bring on a guest. Probably going to have to do those evening shows just to kind of get the ball rolling again, because I feel like a lot of people don't really see me out there like that, especially in the afternoon times. It's most likely because I'm with the kids, or I'm with the family, or I'm just doing something, staying busy. You know what I mean? You got to go out there and you got to grind. So shout out to everybody. Hope y'all have a good week. Hit that like button on the way out. Go to the gym, y'all. Go to the gym. Work out at your house. You don't even have to go to the gym. You can work out at your house and stay healthy, okay? Be productive this week. Go out there and work. Put some grind in. If you have a side project, put your time in to do the side project. Really focus on your mental. Really focus on your physical health. And on top of that, educate yourself, okay? Every day we got to educate ourselves, y'all. And I know I'm going on a little rant, but health is wealth, and you got to educate yourself, because ignorance can hurt you, okay? So make sure to educate yourself. Keep up your physical and mental health, and go out there and grind and get your paper, all right, y'all? And until next time, Rate the Tape.